Thanks guys for joining us for another Hangout. I wanted to take an opportunity this time to chat to Twine users to see what you guys think
Music.
about the platform and
Yeah, okay.
collaborate.
Okay. Yes.
And Michael, can you hear me all right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Great. And also, Michael, just to let you know, we're broadcasting live. So I'm just talking to the guys streaming on YouTube.
Yo, what's up,
Uh,
YouTube?
Hey, cool. So, yeah, just wanted to get your guys' thoughts and advice on collaborating on Twine, and also to talk a bit about the music industries in the areas where you live, so that we can get better understanding of how to promote music internationally, understand different markets,
Okay.
understand how to promote people's stuff. So, Michael, you collaborate with a guy on Twine called Syntax.
Yeah.
Where's he from again?
I'm from Indonesia.
So you're from Indonesia, that's right. So you're from Bekasi, that's right, in West
Yes,
Java.
yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
where is Syntax from?
Indian from Mumbai,
Right.
India.
And how have you found it working with someone, different culture? Have you learned a lot from that? Have you had to
Well, yes,
change who
yes,
you
of
address?
course.
Hmm.
Yeah. So first time I see him on Twine, of course, it is still the name Cloudy, if I'm not wrong.
That's right. At that
Yeah.
point, yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, we chat about music, and then finally we decided to make some musics. And first time we made a bit awful music. It's called Toxicology, if I'm not wrong. It's on my SoundCloud right now. And after that, we're still making songs. It's about 3 songs, if I'm not wrong. And the last one is that Fairy Tale, which is on Twine Staff Pick right now. So yeah, I'm really grateful about that.
Cool. Okay, great. And what sort were you both very similar styles? And how did you find coming together working on projects in terms of
Oh yeah.
blending the styles?
Well, firstly, when we working on our first track, it's really hard because we use a different digital audio workstation. I use Avel and he used Ableton r- uh, at that time, but now I use Ableton too.
Right.
Um, and our styles is pretty different actually. At the first time, I'm making big rooms or electro house, and he's making progressive, which is sounds pretty much close, but different. But yeah, so we decided to make something different, so we collaborate it, and yeah, done.
Right. Cool. And what would your advice be to progressive and big room producers in terms of collaborating online with people from different countries? Do you have any best codes of practices or how to work together in the best way?
Oh, the best way, of course, practice and more, yeah, chatting or something,
Right.
discussing, yeah, discussing, yeah, that's the right words.
Okay, so how much did you chat through Twine with Syntax before you started working?
at the first time, it's really intense, about every hour, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, every hour. Yes, but not through time. I'm asking about his Facebook name, and we chat through Facebook, and finally now we chat on WhatsApp.
Right, okay, so you've always made sure that you keep a constant dialogue going, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bishop, you collaborated with this guy called Realistic, who's hopefully joining us in a few minutes, but he's based in North Carolina, right? What's his background? Can you tell us a bit about what his background is, what your experiences are, and what it's been like working with him?
All right. First, I want to say good morning to everybody. Hey, Joe. I'm not sure what's wrong with your webcam, but I've got a black screen, but I can still hear you perfectly.
Cool.
Yeah, well,
As far as realistic goes, he is from North Carolina. He lives in Nashville, Tennessee, right now. I connected with him through Twine. He's a '90s beat producer, great music. We just started talking one day, and now we've exchanged numbers, and I've got 3 beats from him actually that I'm going to be doing more tracks to. I also talking to him about becoming part of Mob Out Entertainment as well. I mean, he's just a humble guy, and when he comes on, hopefully he'll be here today. He'll be able to talk more and about himself. But yeah, we just did a song, and I just dropped a little 16 for the fans because I've been out of music, doing the music part for about a little over a year,
Right.
maybe 2 years. Yeah, because I was focusing on the company Mob Out Entertainment, build the foundation solid. So now I've come back, and the first track that I released, was Bars, which is on Twine. If anybody wants to check it out, just my profile is on Twine. I got all my music's on there. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a great platform. That's all I can really say. It's a great platform to reach out. Anybody that's paying attention out there, I love to work with everybody. I'm a very versatile artist, so just hit me up, contact me.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's one of the key things I say to Twine members a lot is that you've just got to get yourself out there. You can never have this expectation that people will just come to you. It doesn't matter if you've got the best tracks in the world.
Exactly.
If you're not getting yourself out there in the community, liking people's tracks, establishing interactions with people, communicating well, you're just never gonna make decent network for yourself to grow those collaborations. So that's good advice. So what was it about Realistic that appealed to you? Was it his profile? Was it just you listened to some of his tracks? How did it happen, that initial spark of working together?
Well, it actually happened on the board, the creatives board, where people were looking for artists to be part of a mixtape project that he was putting together.
Right.
So I contacted him, and a few weeks went by. But so I contacted him again, and then we just exchanged numbers and emails and took it from there. So that's basically how that happened, and the rest is history.
Awesome. Okay. Michael, for you, when you're looking for new artists to collaborate with, what's the key things they need to have on their Twine profile? Do you look mainly at how well put together the profile is, or are you more just concerned about the actual projects they've got?
Pretty much what I'm looking for is not must be a skillful guy or having decent tracks on their profiles,
right,
or having a decent sounds of vocals. But what I see is their passion. If they want to do a project with me, I'll do it. As long as he's serious about it. Yeah. So yeah. About serious, yeah.
So how do you know whether someone's serious just by looking at their profile?
Well, if they're serious, they should be contact me much. So yeah, they chat with me so many times until we finish the actual project itself. So yeah, that's called serious for me.
So it's the amount they interact with you and the amount of dialogue you have separates people who are serious from those who are.
Yes.
Right. Well, what about for you, Bishop? How do you know whether someone's serious just by looking at their Twine profile? What kind of judgments or decisions are you making to decide that?
Like you said, it's all in communication. I mean, I've had a lot of people, I've come and gone through a lot of people that have said they wanted to do work together or whatever. I mean, you can tell the seriousness of a person when they're constantly contacting you and keeping that communication window open. That way, hey, let's work. Hey, let's work. I mean, you can tell, and then you ask them to do certain things, and they'll do it. Like, I'll tell someone, look, let me hear some of your music, or send me 2 of your best songs, and I'll check it out, and then I'll send them some of my music. I mean, it's only communication, just like you said. That's the only way you know if a person's serious or not. If a person takes days and days at a time to contact you back, then you might as well just cut your losses.
Right, okay. So, yeah, it's all about people being prompt, showing that they're organized, because if you make someone wait, then they're going to either find someone else or feel like you don't really care, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, so for anyone watching out there, it's all about constantly checking to make sure that the messages are in there, you're on top of it, you're monitoring it, because otherwise it's just going to seem like you're stagnant and you don't. That's never going to be good because it just breeds complacency and kind of laziness, and you don't want.
Consistency is the key word. Period. With anything,
Right.
I mean, if you want to take something serious, you have to be consistent. That means you have to continue to work at your craft. You have to continue to contact people. You can't just sit up there and just think, okay, one conversation, okay, and everything is all right. No, you have to stay in contact because anything can change at any moment. You know what I mean? So, as long as you have that communication open, then everything should work perfectly.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
I agree with Bishop, yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, and do either of you guys have things that you feel like you could have done better since having your Twine profile? Any lessons learnt? What about you, Michael?
What is it? Sorry?
Sorry, in terms of, is there anything you feel like you could have done better in the way you've been on Twine, or lessons that you've learned, from mistakes?
Okay, pretty much I could done better on Twine, getting more serious about projects and making my profile better. So yeah, about the artworks or something, it's really unprofessional. If you see on my profile, it's really amateur shit. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Bishop, how about for you? Is anything you feel you've learned from the process of being on Twine that you could share with everyone else?
Well, considering I have an Android phone, sometimes it slips my mind to go and check my Twine messages. But other than that, overall, I think it's a great platform. When I am on there, I can check out a lot more. Brianna, she has an iPhone and she has the app. So there's things that she'll go check on for me that way I can go to the computer or check from my phone. So I mean, but other than that, I'm impressed with the whole thing. So I really don't have any gripes or grievances at all, honestly.
Yeah. Right. Yes, that's my concern too. Yeah, you should have an Android app. So I'm using Android right now, and it's really hard to check it out. So I use my iPad to open Twine and checking on my projects and communications, and so yeah, pretty hard for Android users.
Right. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. So, have either of you guys had contact with other types of creatives outside of musicians? If you've spoken to graphic designers or any other types of creatives, and have you found the way you start projects with them or discuss with them is different? How about you, Michael?
Pretty much not. If I'm searching for example, I'm searching for a rapper right now and a singer. So what usually we talk about is the project itself, the subject of the lyrics, and other than that, nothing.
Right. Okay. So you pretty quickly just get down to business with the actual, just the details of the track itself.
Yes. I just get into the point. So yeah, people will think like, oh, this person is professional. This person is not professional. Also, yeah.
Right. Okay. And what file sharing stuff do you tend to use when you're dealing with projects?
Pretty much, I use many file sharing web, something like a Dropbox or
Right.
Mega.
Okay, cool. Bishop, how about you? I mean, when you were working with Realistic, how were you sharing files back and forth?
Gmail basically. But I normally would use SendSpace. If it's like I'm sending a lot of stems. Now the track that me and him did, I didn't have to use so many stems, but like I said before, I have used, SendSpace to make sure I send everything so that way there's no problem and they can clean everything up or add or whatever they need to do.
Right. Okay. Cool. And are you guys embarking on any new projects through Twine? What are you currently looking for? Michael, are you starting anything new? You said you're looking for a rapper. What tracks are you,
Yes.
what's coming
Um,
up?
Pretty much, as I said before, I'm producing big room tracks, but right now I want to try something new with some new guys on Twine, of course. Um, right now, I'm currently working for us with some rappers and my trap projects and a singer, but I haven't find any singer or at least, yeah, no singer would collaborate on me. So anything, nothing comes so far.
Okay. And so what have you mainly tried to do in terms of seeking out vocalists? Have you just been
Sorry?
messaging them? What have you been trying to do in terms of contacting vocalists? Is it just using
Oh,
search and messaging?
uh, what am I doing exactly? Usually, I mean, is yeah, checking on Twine, opening Twine, and then checking for the right person. Try to contact them if they reply. So we got on to business. That's it.
Right, cool. And I know, Bishop, you've always got projects on the go, but
Right.
what are you currently looking for? I know you've got a team of producers and stuff you work with, but in terms of your upcoming projects, what's
Um,
on the cards?
well, I've actually have two people from Twine that I've been talking to. We haven't solidified anything yet. I've had a few beats sent to me to check out to see what I want to do with them.
Cool.
Right offhand, I couldn't tell you the names of them, but I will be able to let you know the next time around. Because by that time, I should have a song already completed by them. But
Cool.
yeah, so I mean, the platform, like I said, I'm impressed with the platform, and this will make three people that I'm working with on Twine. And like I said, I'm available to work with anybody, as long as my schedule is open. Because like you say, I stay busy, I
Yeah,
stay working.
exactly.
Nice.
And in terms of the projects page on Twine, what would you say are the things you've noticed people could improve in the way they word the project briefs? Are there certain things that turn you guys off when you read it? And is there anything people could improve? You could give advice in how they could write better?
Well, yeah, well, sometimes on Twine, people write not about what they want to do and what they want, but they keep using it as what like advertisement.
Right.
It's just like, yeah, it's just like when you read this, oh, what the hell, bro? what are you what are you writing at and what are you looking at? You're just advertising your stuff and not trying to find something on Twine. So yeah,
Yeah. I think that's the key thing is that people feel a lot of the time that they don't need to commit anything of themselves first to form a
yeah,
relationship for other stuff to
yeah,
come. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
they need to realize that it's all about dialogue and an interaction. How about you, Bishop?
Yes.
Have you seen on the projects page anything people could improve in the way they write posts or seem more professional to get more interest?
Yeah, just be more specific. Be more specific. And if you don't have a budget, don't put a budget down at all, okay? Because that's given like a false sense. Because some people will contact you expecting to get paid for a project,
Right.
and it's not the case. If you do have that up there, you need to go back and just refresh it, and let people know exactly what you're looking for. Be more specific and detailed about the project. Um, that's basically it. I mean, so that way
Right.
people know exactly what they're getting into instead of being out in blackout drive is what I call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So really, it's just all about laying out so that there's no confusion later because that just causes frustration, right? That's
Yes.
Exactly.
the main thing. Right. Cool. And in terms of the language as well, obviously people want to come across in a friendly way, but they also want to be professional. How do you think they can manage that so that people are still attracted by what they're saying, but at the same
Uh,
time know that they're the real deal? Michael, what do you think?
um, for me, first thing, don't use capitals too much.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see many people's writing description on their collaboration post on Twine, and they use all capitals, and yeah, it's really annoying for me. For me, yeah, I don't know for everyone, but for me,
Right.
yes, it's pretty annoying. You should make it more not too formal, but more casual. So yeah, make it make it straight
Yeah.
to the point.
Okay. Can you give some examples? What do you mean in terms of making it more informal?
Yeah. So well, what I mean is not informal of what you think, but examples like this. For example, I'm writing on Twine for searching for rappers. So I will post like this. Searching for a rapper, and then trap project, and then contact me for more info. Done.
Right.
Because yeah, I'm the to the point guy, so yeah, I'm always to the point.
Okay. How about you, Bishop?
Me myself,
Hmm.
I make it casual but straight to the point. Just because I've dropped a lot of projects lately. I've got a new project that'll be dropping the Go Get It mixtape. So what I do is I let people know, hey, Go Get It Volume 3 is getting ready to take submission. All tracks go under review. If you're interested,
Right.
make sure you send your music, and I make it clarified. Well, and I also detail. Like, you have to make detail with a lot of people because some people just don't get it. You have to be detailed about how to send the submissions. You want everybody to have I want everyone to have their best foot forward whenever they work with me, because this is a business, like I always say at the end of the day. So you want to be a professional if you want people to take you seriously and as a
Yeah.
professional.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. And yeah, finally, guys, in terms of in previous Hangouts, we've discussed about rights and all that kind of stuff, labels.
Mhm.
How do you guys deal with, for example, Bishop working with Realistic? Did you guys talk about, how royalties or anything might be shared with that track? What was the deal with
Well,
that?
yeah. Well, yes, most definitely. You have to do that before you actually take any steps forward. You wanna get the particulars out the way, just in case. That gave him two options. There was two options at the table. I said we can actually just put one song. We can put a song out just for the people, just to see how they respond to, and if we like the way the response is, then hey, we can take the next steps, or we can go ahead and do a deal with a percentage deal with the comes with it and everything like that. I mean, I like everybody to be happy once we're done talking on the table about the business and then get right to work. Everything before I put anything down, everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody has to be like, okay, sounds good to me. All right, let's do it. Other than that, I won't get started. I've got other projects to get started on until we come to an agreement, and that's just how I work.
Cool. Michael, your track with Syntax was released on Fallen Records. Did you guys, right from the get-go, before you even started creating the track, work out rights and stuff, or how did you deal with it?
Well, um, actually, Fallen Records is Syntax Records. So it is Syntax Records label. So
Right.
yeah, we just work on, and then say, do you want to make a track, and say this, and what do you want? This one. We kept discussing until we find the right. Yeah. So both of us agree to work on this track, and then yeah, then after we finish, we just release on his label. So yeah, just simple as that.
Okay, so when you started, you didn't actually discuss the rights. It was only later, when you were thinking of releasing it, that you started to plan all that stuff out.
Uh, you mean rights like royalties or something?
Exactly, yeah.
Uh, um, well, if it's a paid one, like you want to sell that music to online stores like iTunes or even Beatport, uh, pretty much we'll talk about that first, and until we reach some point that we both agreed, and yeah, but this time it's gonna be a free release, so I don't need to. yeah, you don't need to talk about it
No.
if it's a free one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And also, guys, in terms of writing bios, what do you think is the key to attracting people to look at your work? Bishop, what do you think?
Oh wow. Uh, that's. I mean, you gotta understand me. You gotta understand who I am in order to to ask me that question and me to answer it. I mean, with my bio, it's very detailed and a lot of stuff that I've done. A lot of stuff from
Nice.
doing tracks with rock bands to collaborating with people in Spain. And just I mean, I just put certain things in there because my journey has been one hell of a journey, and and it's just getting better and better as time goes on because I just stay dedicated to what I do. I mean, this is a passion for me, like I always say, and I hate to keep repeating myself like that, but I mean, it's just true. So in my bio, I basically, this is who I am, this is what I've done. I put links in there as well. I put my major link in there that is itsmyurl.com/bishop biship, and that pretty much is like my resume from start to finish, all the way up to now of everything that I'm a part of, and it's a pretty long list of stuff. So I mean, it's got so I mean, honestly, so that's just how I do my bios. That way, people they're impressed just by looking at the URL link that I post in there alone, because they say there's so much work, and then I'm still working. I mean, to me, it's just a little bit, but to everybody else, it's just like wow.
Cool. And Michael, for you, what do you look for in a good bio, and what do you think people can do to attract more interest to their portfolios on Twine? How could they write their bios better?
Uh, uh, Firstly, make it straight to the point. Yeah, straight to the point. Not just writing bios like, for more info, contact me at blah 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 at gmail.com. For example, they just people who see that will think, what the hell, guys? Yeah, it will make not great first impression.
Hmm.
My bio itself is, it's really simple. I just personally write my name, and then age, and then what I'm doing, and my recent project. Just that. So yeah, very much like
Right.
that, because that's the main thing you need to know about that person. Like, yeah.
Do you guys put any humor in, or do you try and keep it very just strict and business-like, Bishop? Or do you have any humor in yours, or do you try and avoid that? Do you just want to get straight down to it?
Uh, I wouldn't say that keeping humor out of it would be, a bad thing or or a good thing. I mean, sometimes it all depends on what type of humor. I mean, you just mostly you want to be a professional, depending on who you're working with or what demographic you're trying to reach out to anyway. I mean, that's just how I look at things. I mean, yeah, I'm humorous when it comes once we get to talking to each other anyway. But when you want to present yourself, you have to present yourself in a professional manner because you'll grab the attention of professionals looking for professionals.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And do you think that in terms of making sure the projects get completed, how do you make sure that that person doesn't feel hounded, but at the same time, they get feeling from you that you want them to press on with it? How do you balance with that? Make sure it's kept friendly and kept upbeat and happy and positive, but also is, guys, we've got to get down to business. Michael, have you struggled with that? I mean, with Syntax, are your projects pretty much always, you set a deadline and then it's delivered, or have there been any frustrations?
For deadline, I never set any deadline, but if it get more serious, I will set deadline like, syntax, you send this part and this stems tomorrow. Yeah, for example. So yeah, he'll send it tomorrow, and I get it, and I'm get to work tomorrow, and say I'll give it for the next week, and then I give it on the right time. So we keep it more tidy. If it, yeah. more tidy, so it will be great. Like, yeah, you have the right timing.
Right. Bishop, how do you do it? I mean, do you just sort of lay it on the line for them and say, look, if we've, get snappy, we've got to get this done? Like, for example, you've been working with Cocaine, right? And,
Right.
obviously, very busy guy, legend in the hip hop world.
Right.
How do you make sure that, you're not annoying each other, at the same time that, you can make sure that the project gets delivered when you want it?
Well, the beautiful thing about working with Cocaine with that project was the fact that I sent him the beats. I sent him 3 different beats to choose from. When I got the beat back that he wanted to choose, that he wanted us to use, he had already put his hook on it. So that was the beautiful part about it. Now it was just up to me. So, you see how that worked out. That turned out to be really,
Yeah.
really easy. But as far as like with a lot of other artists, it all depends on the severity of the situation. If I have a project that I want to put out in 2 months, and I'll be like, okay, if I'm providing the beats, I'll be like, artist, you've got 2 weeks to come up with 2 songs. Here are the beats provided. I think there's more than enough time for an artist to go ahead and write a song to beats that are provided for them already. If they need more time, hey, no problem. But if it's just a track, some people you just got to be on task. A lot of people, they just take the time and do things. I mean, I don't like putting deadlines, but when it comes down to me being on a deadline and have to have a project out and I haven't heard anything from people, then I'm one of those people that have a plan B all the time. Then those artists are no longer allowed on the project. I'll just do the tracks myself. But that's just how I am.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you've always got that backup plan to make
Yeah,
sure that.
you have to have a backup plan in this industry because
Yes, of
nothing's
course.
guaranteed.
That's a
Anything can
must.
happen. Yes,
Yeah.
anything can happen at any given time. I mean,
Yes,
an
that's
artist
right.
an artist can get sick. An artist can get sick, or anything can happen. So you have to make sure that you have a plan B and a plan C.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
yeah.
Like no one knows what will come next, so yeah, you'll have you must have a backups, of course. That's a
Right.
Right.
must.
Because
um,
I've had artists that have constantly stayed in the studio, then all of a sudden, boom, there's no more studio time. So you have to figure out what's your next move. You can't just totally rely on people to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because once again, anything can happen.
yeah, yeah.
right. Exactly. Yeah. And on that note, in terms of software and stuff, Michael, have you found that, when you first started, you said you moved to Ableton, but have you found that you and Syntax have aligned, have the same plugins and stuff? Do you now use the same workflow? How do you deal with having different software setups and plugins and stuff in terms of making sure you're both hearing the track as it should be?
Well, of course, at first, we both do not know how to do it, but over the time we talk about plugins, and he talk about his favorite plugins. Like, hey bro, I have Nexus, for example, his Nexus Silent One and Serum. If yeah, you know about it, and I said okay, I can check it out and see if I can get it, and yeah, if for example, if I can get it, I'll say to him, bro, I have get all of them, so you can work with them. And you after that, you send the MIDI and the stems to my email. Go ahead, and yeah, that's how it's done.
And in terms of releasing the project with Syntax, who did the final mixing and mastering stuff? Did you share it?
Okay. Firstly, the mixing is quite not right. If I'm not wrong, it's if you hear it, it will be too much reverb on it.
Right.
The final project is on Syntax. Yeah. So the first one, he do it. So the basic, the kicks, the drum, the claps, and the melody. No, the melody, I do it. I done it. The melody, and I send the MIDI to him, and he work on it. And he say, bro, I have reaching this point, and then it's all up to you. And then I make the rest until the outro, and then I send the stems over him, and then no, the Ableton project actually, and then he just mix it and he take it to his what what do you call mastering engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took it and yeah, that's how it's end.
Okay, cool. For you, Bishop, obviously you work with loads of different producers. I imagine a lot of them would use Pro Tools, but they would also use all kinds of other types of software. How do you deal with having different setups, different workflows in terms of the equipment you've got? Obviously, you've got a mic that you always take with you, but yeah, how do you deal with everyone having different setups and making sure that it's still got that Bishop sound?
Well, I try to give them the best that I can from my end anyway. That way it doesn't have they don't have so much to do with my vocals except for maybe clean up little bits and pieces. I mean, you know, even they asked me to send them raw. I send it to them raw, but I send it to it with much clarity. I'm using the Bluebird to record, you know, which is a lot crisper. Well, personally for myself, you know, as far as like, you know, traveling around and everything like that as it is. But everybody's giving me exactly what I want. If there's something that I don't like, they don't have a problem with just turning around and fixing it. And it's rare that there's anything. I mean, one thing I don't like, though, I honestly don't, is a lot of reverb in my vocals. I really just don't like how it sounds.
That's
I mean,
it. Yeah.
me personally, but a lot of people like using reverb. So the people that I work with, they know that if they do use it, to tone it down some, you know what I mean, or make it to where it's really not even, I can barely even hear it's there, and my focus is more on the beat with everything hitting on all cylinders like it's supposed to. So I really don't have any problem with dealing with all the producers. I mean, it's about what 18 to 20 producers I deal with now,
Right.
and I've done music with all over, you know what I mean? So I'm blessed to even have those many guys that really like what I do, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they give me exactly what I want.
Something I'd love to just find out from both you guys is I get messages from people in the Twine community saying, you know, I want to work with this rapper. His track sounded really great when he collaborated with this guy, but when we started the project, the vocals I got from him were not great. They weren't recorded in the way that I wanted. What advice do you guys have for how rappers can improve the way they record their vocals so that they're sending out, you know, pristine quality audio that someone can really work with to make the track sound good? Michael, what's your thought?
Of course, the first one, send the dry file. Never send a wet file or something, because if you receive a vocal with reverb, too much reverb on it, and you don't like it, you'll have a bad time removing that reverb. So yeah, it should be asking them to send, bro, can you send me the dry file so I'll work on it later. So yeah, it will be better.
Okay, cool. Bishop, what would you say? I mean, you've got so much experience in this area. For rappers, you know, who are maybe working out of their bedroom or they've not got a proper studio, how can they get their vocals to sound really crystal clear and also have that richness without, as Michael was saying, sending them wet?
I have a suggestion for a lot of people. Go get the eyeball. You can record in your bedroom, and it would take all sound out of the room at all, and would just have nothing but pure lyrics. Okay, go get it. Okay, that's a great investment. Yes, it's $200. I mean, some people, I don't have that money. Look, save it. Save up the money to get it. It is a great investment for all these people that are starting. Enunciate your words properly as well. Okay, the more we can hear you, and not everything else in the background, the better it is for people to make you sound like you've got a hit record on Billboard. Okay.
And you look more professional, yeah.
Yeah. So go get the eyeball. Okay. I'm trying to tell you guys right now. You want to get it. It goes right around your microphone. It takes out everything, and it makes you sound like a rock star.
Wow.
Or maybe you can take some great audio interface for if I'm not wrong, you know, Focusrite Scarlett Studio, which is a great that's a great package to start, right? You know, you get those great microphone condenser, you go to those Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 and the headset, the monitoring headset, which is pretty good for beginners and a great investment. So
Yeah.
what more to do? You just get
Oh,
it, and yeah.
you're right. And another program for a lot of you artists that are just getting started. If you're worried about getting studio time, look, Mixcraft. That is another program that I tell a lot of people that want to get started and want to record on your own. A laptop, the Mixcraft program, and a great mic, and you're on your way. I mean, it has a
Yeah.
it has a program built into it that has a mix and mastering program and the soundboard. So, if you really want to take this, you want to take this to the next level, and you want to get into the arena, that's what you need to do. Download Mixcraft. It's going to get you started, even though people use Fruity Loops, Pro Tools, Studio One, and all that. But if you want to get started on your own and you're serious, Mixcraft, a nice, compressor mic, and good lyrics, and you're in there.
Sorry. What is the program's name? Mixcraft.
Mixcraft.
Mix.
Mixcraft.
Oh, okay. I'll search for it and look for
Yeah,
it.
it's a really good,
Thanks. Thanks for
program.
the advice. Okay, nice.
Oh, no
Thanks
problem,
for the
man. I mean,
advice.
hey,
Cool.
no problem. I tell people all the time. I mean, there's a lot of artists that are using. There's a lot of artists
Oh
that are
yeah.
using Mixcraft right now that I've turned on to it, and they're making great music.
Awesome.
Nice. Thank you, Bishop. Yeah.
In terms of enunciating your words, Bishop, what do you recommend in terms of mic positioning, mic placement, and how close artists should be, and also the vocal technique required for rapping? Because with normal vocal work, which is where the kind of pop, where you're not, it's a different type of technique. You can more easily kind of step in and step back when you've got belt notes, when you're doing head voice, when you've got all those different types of vocal techniques going on. You can adjust your position accordingly. With rap, often you're flowing at a real speed and you can't adjust. So how do you make sure that you're not putting too much buzz and spit into the mic and make sure it's crystal clear?
Yeah, you don't have to be directly on a microphone, people. You really don't. You don't have to be directly on it because it'll catch everything. If you're kissing the microphone through the pad that's keeping it separated to the pop pad and all, if you're that close, then you need to back up some. And a lot of artists, they like to get on there. They like to be loud when they're on the mic. Just know your what's the word I'm looking for? Just know where you need to be. I mean, I back away from the mic a lot. I back away from the microphone a lot, and I take my time, and I enunciate everything. You don't have to rush this. This is not a race to get out of track. Just take your time. Take your time. Ride the beat. Ride the beat, and everything will come out perfect. I mean, you just know your placement when it comes to it. You don't have to be so close to a mic. Some artists can be close to a mic. If you're a louder person, you need to step back more. If your voice isn't so loud and you're softer, then get a little closer to where you can actually hear yourself. The sound machine and all that, the engineer and all that, they're going to take care of your vocals as far as the volume up and down. Just know where you need to be from the microphone, and then just do what you do.
Awesome.
And don't forget pop filters. Yeah, that's pretty much important because you hate people talking with pops like something like that.
Cool. Okay, so the main things from that are get a mic that takes out the room, get a pop filter, and also
a great software.
Yeah. Exactly, great software, and nice.
And a great audio interface, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Right. What audio interface do you use, Bishop?
Well, see, like I said, I use the Mixcraft program. You know what I mean? And then the producers do what they do after I send them what I have for as far as lyric-wise. So we'd have to contact each and every one of them and let them let you know.
Right. Okay. Cool. And do you guys? You were saying before about this with this microphone, $200, but it's a good investment.
Yeah, for the eyeball.
Yeah, but do you think do you find that the guys you work with often chase equipment rather than just making the most of what they have? How do you strike that balance for people?
Yes, that is true. That is true. But at the same time, I look at it like I said, you can do that. That'd be a great investment, right? Just save your money to get that. But if you don't have the means to do that at the moment, then like I said, get your Mixcraft program, or if you got a friend that has Fruity Loops or the Pro Tools or whatever the newest thing is out there that you just gotta have, then get that. But use a Mixcraft program. It's so easy. A 3-year-old could do it. You know what I mean? It's a very easy program for any artists that really are tired of just worrying about, oh, I can't get to the studio, but I got this song that I want to put out. It's in my head. Just, I mean, there's so many different ways of doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
chasing the next big thing. Okay, I never chase the next big thing, but what I will let people know that is a hell of an investment to get though is the
Yes.
eyeball because
Uh-huh.
you just have to have it in order for you to understand exactly what I mean. I mean,
Yes.
it's just like the greatest. It's one of the
It's
greatest
great.
moves
Yes.
ever that
Yeah.
they've come out with. Which I'm
Uh,
I'm I'm
yeah.
glad that I was able to record on with that a few
Yeah.
times. So yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, pretty much if people don't have those yeah, 200 bucks audio interface or something or a great mic, you can use your headset maybe. Headset have their built-in microphone or yeah, right now I'm chatting with my gaming gaming headset right now.
Hmm.
Right,
Yeah, it
right,
sounds pretty clear and pretty good for beginners that don't want to invest to that shit, but yeah, pretty
yeah,
useful. Yeah.
So, just the final thing before we wrap up, guys. If I'm joining Twine today and
right.
I'm just starting out and I'm not too sure whether I've got the skills, but I'm really passionate about it. What advice do you guys have to make sure that you can grow through the platform and get your network started? What's the best way to give yourself that confidence and display yourself in a way that makes sure
Oh
people
yeah.
will want to deal with
Yeah.
you? Michael.
Yeah. So first one you want to do is pretty much complete your profile. Yeah. As I said before, people will look for your profile. If your profile looks professional, they'll much talk to you. Maybe. Yeah.
Hmm.
But if it's looks like that Twine looks when you don't have profile pictures and background pictures, how bad that's look.
Right, yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
yes. So it not look professional. So make yourself a great first impression, and people will over the time the networks will grow by itself. So as
Right,
long you are serious and make yourself stands by your people. So yeah, that's the point. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, and Bishop, I remember last week put something on Twitter about this actually. I thought it was so good. You were saying that how when you started out, you thought people might not get your sound because you were quite alternative. But then you just thought, well, if people are going to stand behind me, I need to have the confidence. Could you just
exactly.
could you just talk through how did you go from the mindset of oh I'm too alternative, I've not got you've not got confidence in your skills to where you are now, where you're pushing every day, you're constantly and how can people use Twine in an effective way to help them transition from that mindset to being this confident artist?
Well, like he said, I'm gonna just add on to what he said. You want to make sure that your presentation is professional, and don't be afraid to reach out to people. I mean, if you
Yes.
don't be afraid to reach out to people anyway. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I mean, and you're not going to learn anything in this industry if you don't ask questions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Me
right.
personally, what I did was because this is a passion. I've always loved music. Is I used to do poetry as well, so I just started just actually working on music myself. I mean, yes, I am my own worst critic, but there's a lot of people that like what I do. And so I just continued to do it and build my own confidence, which caused my music to progress and just get, you know what I'm saying? I had someone tell me just the other day, they said, man, wow, with the new music that you are putting out, that I'm getting ready to put out now because my EP's almost finished. They're like, wow, you can see the major progression from when you first came into the game to where you are now, and they're just like, wow. So it's
Yes.
just only yourself. You just gotta want to do it. You just gotta believe in you. If you don't
Yep.
believe in
That's
you,
right.
then how is anybody else gonna believe in you? And don't take no for an answer. You may have to go back and fix a few things, but just be determined, man. Just be determined and
Yeah.
keep driving
Just
on.
just be yourself. Like, yeah, make what you want and make what you love.
Yeah.
That's point actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think the only other thing I'd like to add to that is that something I tell Twine members all the time is that, when you're starting out, you might suck, but it's okay to suck because everyone does when they start. But
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
the way I see
Exactly.
it is that people have the wrong mindset. They see the inverse. They go, oh, I keep looking at my other work and it looks rubbish compared to what I can do now. You need to see it the other way around. You go, look how much better I am now than I was. Look how much I've grown. Look how much I've learned. Not look how bad I used to be. Because everyone
Yes.
starts off with no skills and then gets all the skills. So
Exactly.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause
that
I started off as a hungry, angry artist, and now I'm a laid back professional. So
I think we're all like that,
Okay.
right? Yeah, but I think that's really good advice, and yeah, I just want to thank you guys for all of that. It was really good. I want to
no
try
problem.
make sure we have more of these because I feel it's so important that people who are doing great things in the Twine community are giving advice to help other people get to where they've got to. Because both of you guys are doing amazing work, and I think the insights you have
Thank you.
are really important. And yeah, it'd be great to get you guys in future ones to try and do these every week and just get more guys from all over the world to come and share their advice. But nice. Okay. Yeah.
Of
Well, I'm
course,
just gonna.
I'll be free every week. Like I'm on a holiday right now. So yeah.
Cool. Nice. Well, guys, I'm just gonna end the broadcast now.